Hi, it's Kassy, artist in residence with Imagine. Today I'm going to share with you the new embossing powder from Imagine called Emboss, and it's in this awesome new Ziploc bag. It is super cool. The design of the bag is fantastic, very innovative product, and I can't wait to share it with you. So I'm just making a canvas panel here today. I'm starting with the creative medium in the clear and running that through a stencil, and then I'm going to set it aside and let it dry. Next, we're going to start using this fun new embossing powder called Hologram. It's got a silver base and it's got a very cool holographic sort of glitter to it. And you can see here, I can pinch that bag when I open it to just get the embossing powder exactly where I want it. And then I'm heating it here on the whole surface. So I use the Versamark first and just put the embossing powder over the whole piece of paper here where I'm going to, and then I'm going to stamp over it after 3 applications. So I'm doing the same thing 3 times. You'll see here. And then I'm just, look at how much better the embossing powder goes into the bag, and you have better control over when you're applying it. It is super fun and super great to use, and I can't wait for you to get your hands on some of this new embossing powder. So this is my 3rd layer. I am stamping that, or inking that stamp with StazOn, and then while the embossing powder is still hot and still kind of wet, we are sticking that stamp down into it and really give it some firm pressure and hold it for a minute before you peel it back, and you'll get a really cool impression. So my sentiment here is Rebel Genius, and that was from the same stamp set as the man face panels. And then I am going to gesso the entire surface so that I can apply some pigment over the top of it and finish the layout. So I'm using the Bahama Blue firework spray as the base, and this is after the gesso is dried, of course. And I'm just drying it like halfway just so that there isn't so much water. And then I'm applying the darker blue, which is Paris Dusk, and a little bit of water just to help it move around the canvas to get some good blending and gradation. And again, I'm just like halfway drying it before adding the next color, just so there isn't such a pool of water. It helps manage that color movement a little bit better. So I put some terra tape on the back of this panel, and I'm just wrapping some black twine around a few times to just to give it some visual interest. And then I'm coming in with some colored texture spray from the Irresistible line in silver, and this gives it just another dimensional sort of effect and nice color and contrast. And then I have some black StazOn. I went around and thwacked each of those panels that were stamped and embossed. And then I just really wanted it to have more of a distressed look and make it just a little bit more grungy. And then I'm going to use Creative Medium to stick these down. That works really well as an adhesive for mixed media projects, sticking down paper or metal or resin, other types of materials. It works really well as an adhesive for all sorts of mixed media projects. So I really wanted to have some black around the edges just to define the edges of the surface and to give it a little bit more depth and definition. So I'm using StazOn direct from the pad right onto the canvas board. You could use sponge dauber or ink blushers, or a sponge, whatever you're comfortable with. I just really like using direct from the pad. So you can see in the corners there, it just brings out the texture of the canvas. And I've also gone over where the stencil was. It adds a little bit more definition. So I'm using that creative medium again to stick down the sentiment. Again, it's a really great adhesive. Once it dries, it really doesn't move. It works great. I decided to keep it simple and look, ooh, look at, you can see here in this close-up that hologram embossing powder. So cool. Look at that. It's really cool. It's even better in person. I hope that you get to try this new embossing powder and the new bag and the new product design there. It is very innovative, very exciting, and I can't wait to use it some more. Thank you so much for watching this video. For more inspiration, please visit imaginecrafts.com.